Hi YouTube, Tom back again. I'm just trying to fit in a review. I've just got a mental run of shifts at work, so it's a cold one tonight. So just packing it in early. Got a little bit of a snifter of port. So here's to you. So what I've got for you today is Hajar from a designer house from Bahrain called Syed Junaid. And I was really keen to try this. The price is great, the reviews are spectacular. A bright, uplifting, citrusy oud number. Um, so what you've got at the top is mandarin and lemon, a cardamom middle, and a sandalwood and oud base. Very simple, which I was very keen to try, and I liked the bottle in the picture. I thought it looked really good actually, which sadly isn't the case in reality, and I'm not a bottle guy. I'll get on that in a minute. It's not a biggie, but you might be disappointed there. So on presentation grounds, box-wise, slightly raised grey and tan box that's pixelated and unreadable. You can get the big writing there, and there is writing below there. If you can't get it, that's my point. But it's a box, you won't be keeping it. But if you were given it as a gift, you might. Or if you're buying it for yourself, if you're a box guy, it might not be one you put on your shelf. But I'm not a box guy, so it's fine for me. Bottle-wise, it looked in the pictures like an earthenware pot that's glazed, spectacular. And I was really looking forward to that one, and I was really disappointed. It looks a little bit like it was made by a child, I'll be fair. I know I'm being a little bit harsh, but I'm not a bald guy, and it does look like it. So what you've got is sort of turquoise paint that looks like it was sort of drawn on to just give it a bit of texture, just a random one. I bet if you stood outside a factory, you'll be able to tell the ones who are making this bowl are the ones covered in that paint. And with a plasticky amber stuck on there, clinging for dear life. With a little bit, I think it's still just a heavier plastic. It might be metal, little X's and little bits and bobs stuck on it. And I know that if you go to visit an Arabic goods store, or if you go online and you look at the bottles, dainty is not the word that comes to mind. So sticking out in such a melange of what must be the motto is any old crap will do is hard. But if you're trying to make a bottle on a budget, this is possibly perhaps not the route you want to take. But fair shout for giving it a go, because if it would have worked out as the picture looks like, it would have actually been an amazing bottle. So the top is clear, you can see the juice in the bottom. It's 60%, 16% volume, the rest is alcohol. Dissipates really quickly, far quicker than most of what you'd get on the high street and pay a lot more money for. And what you really get off the bat is sort of a spicy citrus cologne, not too far off of what you'd find on your sort of pharmacy shelves of many years ago, an old school spiced citrus. And it's a bit woodier, quite a bit warmer, and a bit simpler than any of those, which is all but a good thing, to be honest. It's not as bright as the reviews make it out to be, which is a little bit disappointing, because that's what I was looking for. I think the cardamom and the sandalwood warm it up and cream it up a little bit too much, and the citrus isn't so much the juice of the fruit as much as it is the rind and the waxy outer, against a very well behaved oud. I don't think it's a natural oud. That actually comes across like a bit of a hollow, well-behaved cedar, which is again fine for the price, and reminds me a lot of sort of like old school aftershave, and very good longevity of about 8 hours easily. It doesn't project very far. It's a bit of a skin scent, which is fine for the type of scent it is, but something to bear in mind if you like your projection beasts. It gets more cedary and balsamic as time goes by, and in fact that's the deep dry down is actually what I really wanted, is this dry cedary, preferably oud, with a brighter citrus top, but it has got that kind of sandalwood, waxy cardamom that dominates throughout the centre, which has that sort of old school cologne effect. And basically, if you take the wax outer skin of a lemon and a mandarin, put it on a good quality wooden chopping board out in the sun, and you're pretty much there in the scent department. It reminds me a tad of splashing on maybe your dad's aftershave when you were young as a kid, just to try it on, kind of try to feel like an adult. But it doesn't sit quite right because you're a kid, but it feels nice nonetheless for some reason. It kind of gives me the same vibe. In fact, I would probably use it more as an aftershave, even though it lasts so well, rather than an eau de toilette. I think the scent suits it a little bit more. Those days where you're just kind of lounging around the house on an easy day, not going to work. I think it would suit. I think it would suit that very well. A comparable fragrance to this that it reminds me a lot of actually is Idole de Luban, which I've done a review of, and I didn't like its booziness. It's so boozy, it smells like a bar at the end of the night that's really sticky. This is a stripped down version of that that's not as boozy, not as sticky. So again, a good thing if you like that but on a budget, go for this. If you didn't like the booziness, go for this. In the future, I might go for more of the Arabic oils rather than the sprays, unless I've got a little bit more money to spend. I know they're very hard to come by, and with the descriptions being random as hell, you're firing in the dark really. So I hope this helps someone that was possibly thinking of it. But give this a try. Let me know if I'm missing out on something myself that I should try. That's up my alley. You've got some stuff that's easy to come by in the US. It's not so much here, but let me know about it anyway. And as usual, so press the like button, subscribe, all that jazz. And I hope to see you very, very soon. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.